You're listening to the Extraordinary Everyday Podcast with Wendy Johnson, episode number 62.
Welcome to the Extraordinary Everyday Podcast, where women come to be inspired and motivated to become the best version of themselves and elevate the quality of their everyday. Now, here's your host, certified life coach, Wendy Johnson.
Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome back to the Extraordinary Everyday Podcast. Today, I am feeling this surge of energy, and I have been reflecting on a book that I read many years ago in 1997, and I reread it during COVID, and I actually wrote this script a couple of years ago, and I found it in my Google Drive, and I was saving it for a week in the summer when I didn't want to write a script and I already had something prepared. Well, today's the first day of summer and I did not have anything prepared. So here I am producing this podcast and I'm excited to finally share it with you. Today, I want to dive deep into the teachings of a spiritual guru whose work has touched my life and millions around the globe, and that's Eckhart Tolle. My focus today will be on the 3 life-altering lessons learned from him. Let's kick things off with one of my favorite quotes from Eckhart Tolle. Realize deeply that this moment is all you have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. So if you don't know who Eckhart Tolle is, some people think he's a quack. I think he has imparted a lot of wisdom on me. I reread another book of his besides The Power of Now, and that is A New Earth. And I may be speaking about that in the future down the road. But for now, I'm focusing on the book, The Power of Now. So let me just give you a little background about him. Eckhart Tolle's journey began from having depression to profound peace. In the beginning, he was plagued by persistent, troubling thoughts. But he experienced a life-altering shift when he realized that his suffering stemmed from identifying too closely to his own mind and trusting that the thoughts he were thinking were true. He freed himself from the constant worry and anxiety that once defined his existence. And this awakening led him to write The Power of Now, a book that has since become a New York Times bestseller and has been a beacon of hope for myself and for others who are looking for a more mindful existence. Today, I want to explore 3 transformative lessons from the book that can help you worry less, regret less, and live more fully in the present moment. The first lesson, life is just a series of present moments. If I asked 100 people to name the 2 most common negative emotions, 99 of them would probably say regret and anxiety. Would you? Regret and anxiety are so prevalent because our minds are constantly dwelling on the past or the future. Think about it. When you wake up 10 minutes late, your first thoughts might be regret. I wish I hadn't hit the snooze button. And then anxiety. Now I'll be late for work and my boss will be upset. And just like that, your day begins with a stressful start. Eckhart Tolle teaches that the only moment that truly matters is the present one. Everything that happens in the now. The past is merely a collection of former present moments. And the future is a series of present moments. Those present moments are waiting to unfold. By focusing on the present, we can break free from the endless cycle of regret and anxiety. Wouldn't that be incredible to never have regret and anxiety in our life? Let's say you've gone back to school and you have a research paper due in 2 weeks. You're either spending time thinking about the time you've wasted or worried about the deadline that's coming up. When you learn this lesson, if you start working on it now, you'll take this research paper and you'll break it into manageable steps, beginning with the end in mind and then going forward. So you won't have to worry and have thoughts of regret and anxiety. And you'll find the process much smoother and more productive when you approach and plan for something in the future. Lesson number 2, all pain is a result of resistance to the things you cannot change. I'm a big fan of Stoicism and have read a lot of personal developments on Stoicism. And this aligns really well with Tolle's teachings. Both philosophies suggest that the real source of pain is our resistance to the things we cannot change. We spend so much time dwelling on the past and the future, but we have only control over the present moment. This resistance creates a gap filled with pain, whether it's psychological or physical. When you're angry, that anger clouds your judgment, and it often leads to more pain. But if you accept the present as it is, loving what is, you can reduce your suffering. By accepting what is, we eliminate the pain caused by our resistance. It's about making peace with the present moment, no matter how imperfect and painful it may seem. And the last lesson, lesson number 3, you can free yourself from pain by observing your mind and not judging your thoughts. So how can we free ourselves from pain? Tolle recommends 2 powerful practices. First, constantly ask yourself, what will my next thought be? Isn't that crazy? Asking your brain, what will my next thought be? You learn to become more aware of the thoughts that are going on in your head. Considering we have 60,000 thoughts a day, waiting for that next thought to come in and asking yourself, what will my next thought be? This practice leverages the quantum Zeno effect. The quantum Zeno effect is a principle from physics that suggests observing something can keep it in its current state. By frequently asking this question, you create a gap between your thoughts, helping you realize how often you operate on autopilot. This awareness allows you to interrupt the flow of automatic thoughts and gain control over your mind. The second step is to stop judging your thoughts and urges. Listen to the critical voice in your head, but don't act on it. Next time you wake up late and hear that inner critic saying, you should have done better, you should have woke up on time, you shouldn't be late for work, acknowledge it without judgment. Notice, accept it, but don't let it dictate your actions. This practice helps you separate your sense of self from your repetitive, often negative thoughts. By observing your mind and reframing your judgment, you can reduce the pain that comes from resisting reality. You'll find yourself more at peace and better able to handle whatever life throws your way. To sum up, Eckhart Tolle's teachings in The Power of Now offer a roadmap to a more peaceful, present-focused life. Our life would be extraordinary if we could always keep our mind in the present. By recognizing that life is a series of present moments, accepting what we cannot change, and observing our thoughts without judgment, we can transform our inner lives and reduce unnecessary suffering. Remember, the next time you catch yourself spiraling into regret or anxiety, bring your focus back to the now. As Tolle wisely says, realize deeply that this present moment is all you have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. Reading this book during COVID helped me out so much. I read it the first month during COVID while there was so much anxiety in the world. And this gave me profound peace. I was not suffering from worry and anxiety during the entire period of COVID. I highly recommend this book. You can find it on Amazon. I appreciate you joining me on this journey with these profound insights that I shared with you today. I hope you found these lessons as enlightening as I have. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with friends who might benefit from this wisdom. Until next time, stay present, be well, and I look forward to being with you next week. Love you all. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey, if you enjoy listening to this podcast, you have to come check out More You, my community of like-minded women. We show up to create the highest version of ourselves and elevate the quality of our everyday along the way. Head over to ontraclifecoaching.com/join. That's ontraclifecoaching.com/join. I'd love to see you in there. And if you haven't grabbed your copy of the Mindset Makeover, head over to ontraclifecoaching.com/makeover and get a copy that teaches and inspires you to show up as your most extraordinary self.